It's that time of year again where everybody is getting onto the same server in preparation for the major, and this time it is EU servers. We are watching from Nwpo POV as he plays alongside LJ, and they are playing queued together. They are queued up together. That is North American LJ and Mina's Nwpo playing on sub 30 ping here on EU servers against Nas and Shark. Now, today's video is going to be covering a few fun replays like this one, a couple from Nwpo, and then a couple actually from TRK, in which players from every region are playing together here in the days coming up to the major. And I think a lot of us are going to be excited to see just what these guys are going to be able to do, specifically Nwpo that we're watching and TRK, because I think we have expected a lot from the MENA region for a long time, especially ever since they added MENA 2. We thought maybe MENA 2 could be up there in that top 8. Well, there's never going to be a better chance to prove that than this major with Twisted Minds. Of course, they had to borrow a little bit from EU to make it happen, but for the first time, MENA 2, not only just a threat for top 8, I think some people wouldn't even be surprised if they ended up finishing somewhere in the top 4 based on how they have played against the Falcons. Now, are they tournament favorites? No, but it could be fun to watch them play against LJ. There's actually a chance that Nwpo could come away with an MVP award even without winning, because that is just the kind of player he is. We'll see if it works out the same playing against the top players with his EU teammates. But let's watch him and LJ's The Ultimates, or The Ultimates LJ, I should say. The Ultimates is actually a MENA org, so I don't know if that had anything to do with these guys playing with each other, if there's any sort of MENA org meetup in EU, or these guys just are both top 2s players and wanted to grind a little bit together, as Nwpo transitioning out of his own nets to make that save. LJ should have known he was going to have that double, because not having that double would have been a really poor pass midfield to the opposite team. LJ has actually done a great job creating this opportunity for Nwpo, but the post will ping it away. 1-0 lead for this Me-Na duo. Nwpo not going to have a boost here in the midfield. Going to have to be resetting all the way in the back corner, but never afraid to chase the ball down, even if LJ is near the play. Has a first touch, reset, and a shot for a second goal, just a little bit before halftime here in this ranked game. Nas, unfortunately, just barely missing out of the major because of that GK run. I think we were all expecting to see what Nas could do, and also missing out on the major from that ones brackets that ended up going Moxie's way. We haven't really talked much about it either, but I think we all would have been very excited to see Nasty have to wait a whole other season. That's what's such a bummer about how ones is working right now, but I'll take what we can get in terms of 1v1 RLCS and the fact that we have even any RLCS 1v1 being played at LAN. Very excited for Moxie and Yan, as Shark going to redirect to force LJ to make a save. Can Nwpo go through the entire field without reaching the ground? Does seem like he's going to double jump off the ball in order to land early and go for a 50. LJ forced one into the corner. Shark doesn't have a ton of boost, but isn't going to need a ton to get the beat on Nwpo, who is always having faith in his own speed despite how far away from the play he was. As he's now letting LJ go to work. Nas going to chip it away. It is a full field dribble potentially here for Nwpo as he just dances with the ceiling. Shark has jumped, reset. Is he going to get the bump? Oh, thought he maybe could. Nas gets the first save. LJ's follow-up is slow and actually allowed Shark to get back and stop it. But a pretty impressive take. Now one demo. Can LJ get another? He's definitely thrown Shark off the angle he probably wouldn't want to take, as Nwpo flips behind the ball. The respawning Nas is the one who actually gets a save, and then it'll reverse. Nwpo recognized the net was about to be open, so why not just reverse back into it? And that is the first game win. We'll go to another low ping EU server Nwpo game. This one might not have too many crazy regional crossovers in it, but it is Nwpo playing against the Monkey Moon here on low ping. That's right, Nwpo, as he taps in the goal. You'll see in the top right. Sorry to hide that whole thing, but it's important to show the ping. 16 ping for him here on EU servers. Natter, his fellow MENA cohort, who is not going to the majors, still on that 96 that these guys are used to playing with. The next game is going to be TRK, I think, playing against Reddles and Jorias, and maybe even alongside Banana Head. So there's going to be lots of mix-up for here. It's just going to be low ping Nwpo. That is what's different about this lobby, because, of course, the MENA guys essentially always queuing EU. But Lazy Bear, oh, nice outplay, actually, of Nwpo. Wide open net. Monkey Moon should have the finish. Rare occasion in which Nwpo is a bit slow to challenge actually in the air, and that ends up getting a beat for the other team. Nwpo not looking to play physically like maybe he could have as he swung back through. Now he's going to over on his own half, but it felt like he could have maybe bumped Lazy Bear if he really wanted to. Monkey Moon now, chip over the top. Nice placements. Nwpo, again, not able to cut off the play quick enough. And Monkey Moon and squad going to take the lead. Nwpo pathing over all the pads in the world. Looked like he was going to try and go high over the top of the Monkey Moon dribble. And clearly Monkey Moon was setting up to bump Nwpo, which allows Natter to make that save. Here is Nwpo across the length of the field. Cannot get back to the ball. The amount of boost that he had. As Monkey Moon just going to lob it away. Soft touch from Mr. Nwpo, who actually got a reset on his 50 on top of the ball, leading to a nice dash. And Nwpo again doesn't seem to be respecting these Monkey Moon setups. He's just turning and shadowing as Monkey Moon sets it up off the side wall, thinking he'll be able to sit and wait and get away with it. And he's not able to do so. Nice work from his teammates, actually going to give him a wide open net. So not out of this one. Very high scoring here. Already 3-2, just a minute 30 in. As Nwpo forcing the kickoff over to Lazy Bear. Lazy Bear completely out of boost. Going to make that challenge easy for Nwpo as he reads up the side wall where Monkey Moon is going, as well as getting the dash. He tried to get like the jump down onto Monkey Moon on the side wall, but actually got slightly ahead of him and just got himself demoed. So he's forced to rotate back. He sees he's got a moment with the ball by himself, and what a touch on the back wall. That catch is just such a tough thing to do. And then he just outpaces Lazy Bear and goes the length of the entire field. I mean, it's really impossible to read Nwpo there when you're not going to be expecting a first touch that gets a dribble started that quickly, and then next thing you know, you're rotating back, doing your best to make up for it, and just one more touch is enough to outpace you. Nice demo from Natter. You see Monkey Moon getting beats in the race by Nwpo, and the fact that we heard the demo off screen means it's going to be an easy tap in for the blue squad, and just like that, they are in the lead. Nwpo just booming a power shot and off the kickoff. Good win from his squad. Extend the lead even more in what is a much higher scoring game here. Nwpo reading the 50 of Monkey Moon, trying to send it out away. Couldn't quite do so. It's actually going to land inside the nets and float out to flip on the follow-up challenge. Nwpo passive now. Maybe knew Natter was going to make a play. That usually seems like the kind of position that Nwpo, even if he knows he's got a teammate on, he'll just turn in and say, you know, I'm going first, you go second. Maybe a slight switch up on how he's playing those today, as he will now instantly pop a flick over the top of Lazy Bear. Great work by Lazy Bear, recognizing the ball was over the top of his head. He was completely beat. The only thing he could do, take advantage of the fact that it cost Nwpo a flip in order to launch it, which means he's going to be an easy target for an undercut. As Natter launched one of the length of the field, fake challenge from Nwpo. They did not fall for it. Another one of those strong touches from Monkey Moon. Last time it got countered very quickly by Nwpo. This time they're more than ready for it. They're camping on their back wall. They know Nwpo's getting a good touch and bringing it right back. As Natter now switching the field with a minute 30 left to go. Nwpo actually, I feel like a bit slow to that ball. He's going to result in leaving Natter all alone. And he's going to get bumped away for a wide open net. But even though Nwpo did get the win, you might be saying, what do you mean slow to that ball? Didn't he get to the ball faster than Lazy Bear? I still think he could have played his normal game where he goes way, way faster. He actually had a wave dash 180. I'm going to go back real quick, try and see if he did this on purpose, because this 180 wave dash actually helps him turn around. Yeah, I think he kind of did. That's just a nice little setup. He saw the situation changing and did well to prepare for it. Get himself a 6th goal. Oh, we switched off player view here. 1 second as we fly back to it. Natter on an air dribble reset wanted the musty, didn't get it. Nupo just hanging out around the net, waiting for them to hand it over. He now has control. Monkey Moon in a 1v1. He's going to go for a bump. It's going to be tough to make a connection there with Monkey Moon being able to wait on the back wall, but Nupo decided that was his best option here. As a big clear away, Lazy Bear sending one to the back wall. I think Nupo was hoping for a bump, but didn't get it. Both players in this corner is really dangerous, and unsurprisingly, Nupo and Nat are able to get a long shot and a 7-4 lead with 31 seconds left to go. Andy Zandy wants me to play some Rocket League, I guess. As Natter will win another dunk. That ball seems like it's headed in the net. Nice save by Monkey Moon. 20 seconds left to go. Not sure they're going to get 3, but these guys sticking it out here in this lobby. Not something you see super often in ranked, as Nupo's just staring them down. Now, off the sidewall, pass 150. No, Monkey Moon denies. Only going to allow 7 to be scored against him. Oh, maybe not. Yes, probably just 7. As this last one will get taken away and sent to the ground. So Nupo, a couple wins on low ping, but let's go check out TRK playing alongside some other regions as well. This game is TRK playing with OCE's Banana Head against Rawas, and shout out Dragon for uploading the replay. But you can see everybody on low ping as everybody is in EU in preparation for the major. We're going to be watching from TRK POV as he plays along OCE's maybe best player. I'm sure there's a good amount of debate, but Banana Head has always looked good when he has made it out to lands and played against the other regions. TRK this time playing against his own teammates as he picks up the midfield 100. Rawas almost able to outplay both of them, just barely missing high. As TRK going to use all his boost to chase this one down, but he's got Banana Head out ahead. My goodness, what a save from Rawas. Single jumping over the top of the bump and then backflipping to stop TRK. As TRK, soft first touch, wants a 50 with Dragon. His 50s, all of Mina's 50s are ridiculous. But TRK recognizing that heavy touches maybe get cleared away if he tries to, backboard double or play it around Dragon. He's going to get instantly scored on, though. So instead, he went for the 50. Now, 1-1. Banana Head grabbing the midfield 100 as TRK looks for a challenge. Rawas just so speedy. Able to escape this half, but Banana Head, talking about speed, Banana Head is actually some of the fastest gameplay at the major you'll get to watch. If you're thinking of Nupo, the only guy who seems to challenge Nupo in terms of, actual speed units, Unreal units, or however fast, whatever the units are that they consider speed, Banana Head actually moves around the field, sometimes even faster than Nupo at these events. So definitely a guy to look out for. It's just teams haven't really had the same kind of results that, well, I shouldn't say that. Nupo's teams actually haven't had a ton of results either so far. I think we expect that to change here in this next event. But Nupo playing with Mina 2 hasn't had the most success ever. His least successful event was certainly the one where his team did not show up and just let Oxygen play for them. TRK just pathing over the pads here, making sure to stick around. I think he expects this exact situation to happen, a 50 where he's going to be needed as opposed to picking up 100 boost. Much more important to make sure he's around to make a play. Banana Head getting maybe a little ahead of himself, as fast players can be known to do. Nice challenge from TRK. Just going to go for a boost steal. It's going to cost him his life, and now Banana Head has a 1 versus 2, but he actually has a full tank of boost, which actually makes it possible for him in that scenario, and they still have a great boost starvation game here on these two. Feels like it's going to be a bummer if they don't end up getting something out of it. That's a good clear from Dragon, and actually forced TRK from not going to pick up the 100. If he tried to, he would have gotten himself demoed, so he hit the brakes instead. Still possession for the Orange squad as Dragon continues to play the lead man. Actually does a great job of snagging demos. He's going to get TRK again up on the side wall, even though TRK very clearly intentionally trying to avoid that. So we're in a tie game. Rawas intercepted. TRK playing quickly, just immediately challenging, and now can't seem to decide what to do. Almost ends up faking like he's going to take the ball, which maybe makes defenders think twice about the setup. That double gets read by Rawas. It's got to be so frustrating to play against Rawas. We've been doing a lot of Rawas coverage, you know, when we're watching games, we're watching from his POV, but now we get it from TRK's. And we get to watch just how annoying it is to get great setups, and Rawas covers them with ease. Now TRK to the skies, pre-jumped by Dragon, and Rawas now going to take over. Banana Head going to be the one on defense as these two challenges kind of mirror each other. And we will stay locked up 1-1 as we approach a minute left to go. Dragon to the ceiling. We see he has no boost, but not quite as threatening as maybe it could be. TRK very wise not to launch the ball hard. Instead, keep it around and make sure you can drop it off to Banana Head, who gets a shot that stood a chance, but does get saved. Banana Head picking up a random demo. Rawas on very little boost, actually able to fake TRK out enough that he misses. Flips right underneath the ball. Banana Head going to switch the field over to his teammates. Can TRK clutch up here in the end? Ceiling double. Is there a way he gets this? No. Rawas again. Pre-jumped early and actually goes to pin on the back wall, showing that level of defensive composure we've come to expect from him. Banana Head take away from one. Even forcing Dragon to go again. TRK is really taking his time here, letting Dragon come all the way in for the 50, but does win it huge. Which is better off for his team to, you know, get a defender to commit instead of just playing out against two. But we might be headed to overtime here. Banana Head, yeah, going to force that to the ground. OT in this 1-1 game. We got a little EU in Dragon. We got a little Mina and TRK and Rawas. So we got a little OCE and Banana Head here in this ranked game. And we're headed to a tense overtime. Nice demo. TRK on 50 boost. Dragon to the ceiling. So TRK going to go down to the ground. Credit to Dragon, who's actually done a really good job neutralizing TRK here in this game. That bounce was almost perfect for the blue team. If it was a little bit softer, TRK wouldn't have stood a chance and Dragon could actually score, but it's actually so heavy that it's not the worst thing in the world for the orange team. Can TRK get this dunk? This is a wide open net. Now if Banana can be speedy enough, Dragon. Shout out Dragon, who uploaded this replay. Playing really well. No way this ends with a Rawas pinch, does it? Oh, big fake or whiff, whichever way you want to cut it. Banana Head going for the bump. Rawas gets faked. They finally scored? No, they don't. That is not the moment. TRK now back to the corner with no boost. He's going to get bumped off the ball. This one's floating towards the net, but slow enough that Banana Head should be able to handle it. Nice nerves to flick it over the top, and great read on just a single pad there from TRK. A little bit of defense for the orange team that we haven't really had to see from them so far. It's just been Rawas making goal line saves. Can Dragon do the same magic on offense as we've seen from him on his defensive challenges? It looks like not either. He left a lot to be desired there. Banana Head upfield, putting in a challenge for TRK, trying to dispossess Dragon. And it does work here as Dragon overshoots the pass. It goes to TRK instead. Did he actually double that in? Is that going to be the game? Oh my goodness. TRK ends it with that double. And we've got another TRK replay, this time against Reddles and Jorias. We got a little bit of Mina. We got a little bit of EU. And we've got a little bit of NA here in this lobby. You'll see all the super low pings as it's Jorias, Reddles, TRK, and Rizun. Or Risen? Probably just Risen. I'm not sure. I haven't ever had to say that player's name, but I feel like I've seen it a few times, as they will be the teammates of TRK. Ooh, Jorias almost able to get a double to open it up. I don't know if either one of these guys have boosts, so they're just pretending like they can go for this dribble. In reality, they have to back off. Reddles already getting a bump on the player we're watching's POV. Shouldn't be too surprised to see a few of those, as Rizen's actually going to take Reddles off the map. TRK thought Jorias was going to go fast, as if he wasn't, so chain some dashes back down to challenge. As this ball going to reset back in the blue corner, Risen really dropped down to the ground. He will. TRK tried to get a clean takeaway. I don't think Risen necessarily minded that. I don't think he felt like he had any more to do with it, but no good way for TRK to get in there and take it over. Jorias big clear. Risen actually using Jorias' organization's decal. We got the dig decal over on Risen. As TRK is able to yoink away that boost from Reynolds, just barely. Single jumping over the top to snag it away. Now he will die. Reynolds gets his demo. And Jory is going to get a demo as well. It's actually going to force the blue team all the way back. Now TRK trying to make 50 magic. How many different 50s can he get on this one possession? Risen is now 1 of 50 in. They just muscled that in. That is not the prettiest way to score. But TRK making challenge after challenge pay off for his team. And now Risen, nice speed. TRK is going to immediately capitalize on that. You get rewarded when you get those kind of beats when you're playing alongside TRK. We have people talking about whether or not South America or MENA will be the first to get a major win that is not EU or NA, and it certainly seems like it will probably be MENA or the Falcons, you'd have to think. Furia doing a great job over in SAM, winning every one of their regionals. Falcons actually, you could argue, didn't do that, so maybe coming in not as strong, but they did win that recent FIFA E World Cup on their home turf. Maybe that shows their land ready against the top teams, because that was even a super team you could argue is better than any of the current teams. Of course, we'll never really know since they only played during that World Cup. Of course, talking about the Monkey Moon, Vatira, and Zen team. But right now, TRK playing against a combo of EU and NA. As he's halfway through this ranked game, up 2-0. TRK speeding to this ball. This 50 was actually kind of lost, but he's so controlled. He just gets back to the ball, gets a reset, clears it all the same. You actually see Reynolds basically being a non-believer that TRK could do that. You could see him going for a shot of some kind, saying, no way do I have to worry about TRK getting back to this ball. And yet that's exactly what he did. Reynolds, there's the lovely Reynolds game. Hey, this is how NA does it. Get ready for that, TRK. Reynolds not going to let you survive in that situation. So good at locking in demos, but Reynolds and Jories have not been able to convert off of any of those plays. And Risen's actually going to be a little bit physical himself, and Jories had left. I don't know if he didn't expect them to lose that, because he went all the way into the corner looking to pick up boost, and TRK gets to walk it in for free. That's Risen. Gonna force this kick up to the left side. TRK, oh my goodness, he is just so speedy. He just, oh, they're gonna forfeit. It would have been a 4th goal, but they forfeit early. I mean, TRK gets to this boost before Reynolds, gets bumped by Reynolds, and he just plays through it. He uses that as extra speed to get to Jories quickly, win the 50, and then they're like, we're done. We're done. Get us out of this before he gets the 4th goal. TRK going crazy. Nwpo going crazy. Fun to watch these lobbies mixed up of players that we really won't ever see play ranked together except for these special occasions. And certainly MENA looking good when it comes down to it.